ProVision Alliance. My name is Dr. Ismail, and I'm not just the founder of ProVision Alliance, but I'm also a testament to the power of hope, resilience, and opportunity. My childhood was far from easy. I would say we grew up 11 people on one plot. It was my mother, father, myself, my gran and my sister living in a window house at the backyard of my great-grandmother. We survived off SASSA grants, as most people in our community did. In terms of my community itself, I mean, as kids, we would play in the street and we would be very aware of gunshots going off at any point. But for some of us, that might be a better space to be in than to go home, where you might find that people are drug addicts or people are victims or even perpetrators of violence. I dare to dream and I dare to believe that there's more out there than my circumstances. And so now today I'm here trying to prove that to my fellow youth. When I had gone to Wynberg, I'd realized all the opportunities that was out there. Some of my friends that I was growing up with had fallen into these traps of the community, falling pregnant or being shot or being on substances. I always felt a sense of guilt for being able to break free from that cycle. So I promised myself that one day I would come back and help the next generation not fall into those same traps. A lot of my challenging circumstances I was able to overcome through the support, the guidance, mentoring and love that I received from friends, family and mentors. My belief in God got me to where I am today. So in Islam we believe that life is filled with trials and it's important to face those trials with patience. So my story really begins at Wynberg. So in grade 6 I got a scholarship from the Stroomman Students for a Better Future Foundation, and they allowed me to go to Wynberg Boys High School. And this is where I realized the possibilities that are available to privilege. That's where I kind of had the idea of becoming a doctor. And I realized then that I not only want to help my community through providing healthcare, but also help them and lead them towards wealth.
Every single person on this earth has got value to add to our society. And the ProVision's idea is to get learners to understand first what the value is that they can add to society, and to help them reach that specific goal. And that is through making sure that the learner understand him or herself, know who they are, have a clear path as to where they are going, and then in between ProVision will support them with everything else that they need, and that includes study skills and all the other things that young people lack currently. The idea of ProVision is that every learner is an individual, and therefore they start off with activities that identify the exact interests and needs of a specific learner, and then the program is geared to support that learner throughout his or her schooling career, so that the learner can eventually reach the success that they work towards. The ultimate goal is for the learners to find that ultimate fulfillment in their lives, because unfortunately too many young people go through life without a clear vision and mission in life. They do not have clear direction, they don't have the correct information. So ProVision is the tool that's used in order to align all of those things.
My name is Sisipo Fongwaka. I'm born in the Eastern Cape in a place called Etopimbaba, but raised in the townships of Cape Town, namely Gugulethu. I'm a former student at Wynberg Boys High School and a graduate of the University of Cape Town. I'm currently an account manager at AP Moller-Maersk shipping and logistics line, and also a budding entrepreneur and a creative. I met Junaid during our high school days, and he told me about this project that he was working on in an attempt to provide and to, or at least to give back to our community. And I was very much touched by that, and I decided to get involved in it. Yeah. Yeah, I think I heard a couple of stats that really struck a chord with me. The first was that by 2030, over 50% of Africa's population would be at least below the age of 25. What that meant is that we'd have a lot more young people than older people. And so from that moment, I kind of realized that it was important to focus on young people to be able to not only build our country, but our continent as a whole. And so when Dr. Ishmael approached me and told me about this organization, it immediately touched me, because here was an opportunity to not only use my experience and the lessons I've learned over my journey to share them with other people, but it was also an opportunity to learn from people from the same background that I've been in. So that's why it's important. Yeah, so I think ProVision comes in as an organization which seeks to achieve a number of objectives. But I think for us the key focus now is we were looking really at mentorship and career guidance. Having grown up with, many of us grew up without either fathers or mothers or figures that we can really look up to, and so mentorship is key in that way, because we're able to at least have positive examples for people in these communities that we're from. And the second one being career guidance is that we want to be able to act as an information vehicle to bridge the gap that exists between the communities where we're from and all the centers where the information is and where the assistance can come to help them through their career journey. Yeah, I think once again, what's key for us is bridging that information gap first, right? So how we're doing that is really just firstly using technology and the tools that are out there to expose and bring exposure to the information to the students at the various schools. But also it's also empowering and equipping students with certain skills, personal skills, what we might consider soft skills that they might use to navigate the difficult world that they're living in. So I think for us that's the first step. But of course, we're building on there to be able to take on the major questions such as socio-economic inequality as well. Yeah. I think for us, this is a big one, right? Having been people who've grown up in these communities, we understand the impact of gangsterism and drug abuse. Not only the impact it has on the community, but on the student as well. Their ability to perform academically, but also their well-being. So for us, what's key is being able to share these lessons and these tools that we've used to navigate our lives with them. So a key focus for us is being able to help these students develop characters which can be resistant to these negative effects of the environment that they're in. And that's our key focus, is really imparting that information and experience that can allow them to build a resilient character. So yeah, I think as an organization, we're obviously still in our growth phase, and there's a lot more that we'd like to do. But at the moment what we're doing is that we're really looking at firstly providing information, so access to certain tools that allow the students to have a better understanding of themselves and their objectives in life. So it's the information, but there are also digital and technical tools that we're bringing in, whether it's incorporating artificial intelligence and generative AI into the career guidance process. So we're looking to incorporate those tools, and as well as leverage our network of mentors to be able to provide support for the students.
I'm Amy Wallaby. I'm a grade 9 learning at Portland High. Coming to Portland High was probably the best decision I made in my life, because what that gave me opportunities and led me to ProVision. When Dr. Ishmael came to our school and told us about his life story, it really inspired me because I could relate to most of the things. I come from living in a Wendy house, but that does not stop me from becoming who I want to become, because your circumstances do not determine who you are. At the beginning of my school career, my dream was to become a corporate lawyer. And with that, to reach a dream, I should have goals to work towards, to be making it a reality. So with that, I think that ProVision will help me set goals and support me into achieving the goals. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank ProVision for their time, sacrifices and guidance they made for us.
ProVision has specific goals and objectives that we want to achieve. Our longer term goals in terms of helping eradicate gangsterism, drug abuse are more long term and will take years to achieve. So we focus more on our short term to medium term goals, inspiring students, helping them with study techniques and self-development, and that translates through our mentoring program. They engage with their mentors, they share the academic results, for example, and through that process we get to see if they are improving, if there are skills that they are learning. And so we have some finite metrics, and some that are more nuanced that we tease out through feedback and review. ProVision Alliance is a fairly open NGO. We welcome everyone to get involved. We have specific teams. It includes public speaking, mentoring, research and admin, content creation, and we have on our website a form that you can complete, be a part of the team. Otherwise, you can also donate. All of the things we are trying to achieve requires resources. We have a backer buddy on our website and on our social media, so you can donate to our cause. Otherwise, you can also just share our message. The more people that know about ProVision, the more we get the word out there and we grow and we help each other.